Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Hello, guys, already in there. I can say hello. Welcome to my first proper coding YouTube live stream. I'm getting feedback and I can hear myself. One moment. There we go. This is my first live stream. I apologize, but quality is going to be optional. And if the quality is bad, anyone can let me know. And if anyone wants to give me any pointers and tips after the show, let me know. Right, okay, so why am I making this video? Because I want to. Really, I wanted to see how you guys were. And I wanted to build something. So I'm here, and I just thought I'd just come in and see you guys and build something. So let's have a look. First thing I want to do is just make a GitHub repository, because that's a good one. Anyone got a good idea for a name of a game? Because I'm not sure what to call it. I just wanted to build it. I was thinking of a spacey type game. Let's have a look. Where are we here? So I've created as a folder, as always. I'm not going to call this one Olympus Mons. I'm going to call this one AOE, because again, I want to. I apologise if that is a bit obnoxious, but I just really want to have the passion of making something that's mine. And I know Olympus Mons is. But it's not the normal name that I go with, which always irks me slightly when I'm building the Olympus Mons project. So no one's come up with a good name for this one, so I'm going to call this one Stellar Drift. I think it came up in a conversation for game names yesterday, and again, why not? So I'm going to put git ignore. Let's make this visible for everyone. Can I do that? No. No, I can't do that. Here we go. So, I want to git ignore for Visual Studio. There we go. License, no worry about it. 2024, because we're being organized, and good folder structure. Git, because it's going to be a Git folder, and AOE, because that is my tag name. Let's go create repository. Here we go. Right, okay, so this is, could have probably did this a different way, but I'm just going to do, I'm going to say temp in here, because I'm going to want to open a Visual Studio code, and I'm going to want to build my project in there, and then transfer it across to the Stellar Drift folder. Let's go create a new project. I am going to do this in the same way as always. I am going to use good old-fashioned Win32 to get me what I need. And then let's have a look. Win32, and then probably a empty project. Stellar Drift. One moment. I'm still getting used to this whole. So let's put this in AOE. Let's go into temp, select folder, and create. Do I want to push? No, that should be absolutely fine. So I'm probably going to do it on basic Win32, because it helps me just do things like DirectX, OpenGL, etc., etc. And then I'm probably going to make a UI in C#, because C# is just so easy to do. And I have once again gone and looked at all of the UI options, completely ignoring IMGU because I am biased. And I just looked at UWP, XAML, WinUI 3. And they're all roughly similar, but they're all using WinRT. And if I'm using WinRT, I just feel that I should just be making it myself, because it just makes your code look messy. Right, okay, so what have we got here? We've got a application called Stellar Drift. Let's close that down. Let's go back into our temp folder, and let's just drag all of the stuff out of there and put that in there. Let's get the chat up. Wait, you can go away now. How do we get the chat up? As I say, this is my first time streaming on YouTube, so I am not used to it at all, and I'm just trying to get everything ready. Right, okay, I've got the chat up, so if any of you are talking, then I can see. Right, okay, so let's go back to this. Let's get rid of our temp folder. we now have a new folder called Stellar Drift. This is going to be for our game, and let's create a new folder. I'm going to call this one Ether, because that's what I generally call my engine. Do I need anything else right now? No, I don't think so. So let's open. First thing I want to do is I just want to rename that to source, and I'm going to put it in small letters without capitalization, just so that I know that that needs to be removed later, that is not going to go in the final release build. I apologize if there is noises in the background from the traffic. That is the busy streets of Barcelona. I would love to be able to get rid of that, but they don't listen to me. Right, okay, so we're going to change this bit up here to, on the folder directory, to source. And that just means that I can keep a better organization of where everything's going and not having too many folders, just keep calling itself Stellar Drift over and over again. So, Stellar Drift source vs git. Open this program. Let's be good. How is everyone? The whole idea of this stream was to be sociable, so please let me know how you're doing, what you're working on, and I'll just keep plodding away here while you guys are chatting. Right, okay, so I want to add a new solution folder, and I'm going to say application, throw Stellar Drift in there. I am going to do another one, and I'm going to call it engine, and in engine I am going to create a new project. This is going to be a static library. Yeah, it's going to be a static library, so that's a .lib file. And the reason I'm going to do it as a .lib file is because a .lib file can be read directly and a DLL cannot, which means if I want to, I can put my main function in the engine. And that's mainly my only reason for using a .lib at this stage. We are going to call that Ether. Oh, I've just created that in the wrong folder, haven't I? Let's remove that. Go back to our folder structure, get Ether, drag that into there. We now have Ether, that's in there. We've got our projects in there as well. Yep, that's absolutely fine. Let's go back into Stellar Drift. We're already here. Add existing project. Open a beer, because that is needed for any live stream, I feel. Obviously, if you're not 18 yet, or whatever is the legal age to drink in your state, then please do not join me at this stage. Right, okay, so a couple of random things that we have in the past and I've been working on. Let's go back to Convergence, which is here. AOE, that brings us to our folder. Again, 2024, because we're being good folders. Structure, git, AOE. You could go crazy, and I suppose, and do it monthly or something like that, but I think there is a level to too much over organization. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this. What do we need? We need this one to build as a .exe and this one to be built as a lib. So let's have a look at this one. This one is currently being... Oh, no, the other way around, sorry. Ether needs to be built as a .lib. That's good. The output directory is different. Put some music on. I'm a bit worried that that is actually going to come all the way through my headphones into the microphone. Move the music out of the way so that we can see the live chat. Right, okay, so in 32, let's just grab this. What do we want? We want solution directory, and then we want, for debug, I'm going to go debug. Lowercase, because I know I want to remove it later. Release. Save that. Bin 64. Why am I writing for 64? Because I'm going to change it to 64-bit architecture in a moment. So we've got solution bin 64 for release, which apparently I didn't change. No, debug is debug. Release is release. There we go. Let's do the bit up here with the configuration manager. Nothing we're ever going to do is going to work on a 32-bit architecture, so we might as well get rid of that, and then I don't need to worry about that later. If I'm going too fast or too slow, or you're not following what I'm doing, then please feel free to let me know, or reach out to me on the Discord. There is actually a Discord link down below in the not in the comment section, whatever you call that, right up down below. I put the Discord link in there, so if anyone wants to join, give us feedback, that would be great. Build, debug, 64, close. What are we making, Derek? We are making a solution, a program. I've been working on a couple of renderers recently, DirectX renderer and an OGL renderer. And they're nice and they're pretty, but it gets to the point where all you've got is graphics. So I just thought what I'd do is I'd just lay some foundations today, get some folder structures in order, start function, how to open a window, and the basis of a I apologize, generic human. I'm here today. I'm here today. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, just so as I said earlier, what I want to do is a Win32 backend and a C#, probably WPF front end, just for things like editors. But we don't need to worry about C# today. I may build it just to have it there, but we really don't need to worry about that. So, Ether, why has this changed? I'm sure I did this. This is obviously the one problem with live streaming. You spend half your time talking and not as much time coding. So, again, quality standards are going to be on point today. And we'll see how it goes. Let's just upgrade everything here. Preview 17. Probably should have done that on all of everything. As Chili would say, that's a trap. It's a trap. Latest. Different options. Static. Lib. Okay, let's do the same for Stellar Drift quickly. Well, I'm very glad you're here, Derek. I'm glad if I really just got home tonight. I know that there is a lot going on in the world at the moment, and there's a lot of fire. We're not going to talk politics tonight because that is not what we're here for, or I'm not at least. But there's a lot of fire going on in the world, and I really just wanted to get out there and just see you guys, see how everything was going on, what you're working on, etc., etc. And I just felt like being sociable. So sociable plus motivation equals I'm coding tonight and I'm doing it live. I'm not going to re-explain this. 64 for the release, debug for the debug, small letters for the one we're going to get rid of, big letters for the one we're going to keep. That's already gone. Oh, and I did that for both of them, so that's absolutely fine. Right, okay, so let's just up this to bin 64, bin 64. Bin 64 made no sense there whatsoever. That was meant to be latest language code. Let's have a look. So Ether, probably going to want to add a precompiled header in there, and as I normally do, I'm just going to add it as the program name. And I'll end up doing the same on Stellar Drift in a moment as well. So let's open some of these up. Header, source files, yay, that's horrible. I always hate this. Now if we come down to here, where's my... Properties, where's properties? Oh, well, properties window. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Oh, yes, because it's next. Right, okay. So this one accepts all of these. And this one up here accepts all of these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy and paste all of these into here. Just like that. Make sure to add that extra semicolon. And that means anything that I create is just going to go in that header folder. Da-da-da. Damn. Right, okay, never mind. Let's just create it in here anyway. Header file. Ether. Already exists on the disk. It's just... Let's go over to here. Like this little thing up here tells you what's in the solution compared to what's in the folder structure. So that's really handy. That means this one's not being used, including project. I never said I wanted a PCH in there. And I don't particularly want the framework in there either. So there we go. That will do. Let's do the same for the header file that I did for the... Let's do the same for the source file that I did for Ether on the game. Let's start saying the game, because keep on saying Stellar Drift every time is becoming rather difficult. Which means I can now get rid of this. I can go add class Stellar Drift. Do you ever get the feeling that sometimes you've made a mistake when you've said the same word repeatedly and it no longer seems to be good? Right, okay, so we're going to stick to Stellar Drift right now. If by the time I get on here during the next live stream, if someone's got a better name for the game, then I may well adopt it. So we're putting a competition to name the new game. Again, join the Discord, link below. Only costs you $9.99 a month. And that was English humour for anyone who didn't get that. Right, okay, Stellar Drift there, Ether there. We need to now set up the precompiled headers. Anyone who's new to C++ and doesn't know what a precompiled header is, it's basically one file that the entire program will read from, and it just lets you store global variables, global includes, and things like that. So you don't need to keep on writing things multiple times. I'm on Stellar Drift, aren't I? Of course I am. I think this is one of the hardest things, to be honest, trying to keep everything in order and your head on what you're doing. Not only while you're coding and live stream, but just while you're coding in general. With so many projects, when you're working with like multiple libraries that you've created your own and they're all linking together, it becomes hard to remember where you put everything. I was working on a C# text-based game, 2D map, tile-based map recently. And by the time I'd spent about 3 weeks on that, I literally must have had about 80 files in there. And trying to find one thing, even if I pride myself on good folder organization, just trying to find one thing was rather difficult. Right, so I'm getting good reports that the sound on here is good. Where are we? We're in Stellar Drift. Right, okay, so AOE Stellar Drift. I'm going to do this. No, I'm not going to do the same over there. We've put the header files in each. Right, okay, so what else needs to be done? We need to add a reference to Ether. That means in Visual Studio, it's going to know to link the two together. We're also going to probably want to go into Linker, go to General and go Additional Library Dependencies, and actually we can cheat here. We can just go Solution Directory. Oh, actually it's that whole thing that we need. We are actually building this in 2 different ways, so probably we need to put this in 2 different ways as well. So General, Additional Library Directories, and Release. Do that. Go to Debug, yes. Debug. Again with lowercase because, yeah, do want that after it. Debug. Release. Okay. I'm just doing this so that I can just try and find us a way to make sure that all of these items are stacked correctly. So let's have a look. What do we want? What do we want? Let's just choose a random variable. Let's say int random variable equals 42, because anyone who's anyone knows that 42 is the meaning of life. So we just need to link that with ether.h. Go back to properties for Stellar Drift. Come back to C++, and in additional include directories, we also need to add the ether folder. So ether's there. Select folder. Okay. Did I do that on both? No, I didn't. It's just yes. Apply, yes. Don't do that again. Literally going to put it back to all configuration just so I don't mess that up next time. Int random variable, and that is in our ether file, which means if I come to here and I go include ether, excellent. And if I go in main and go yes, include ISO stream. What is this going to be? It's going to be a yeah. I mean, we're not going to be ever building anything that's not a game or game engine, I think, on this channel. So yeah, it's going to be a game engine, but I think we need to be a bit humble. This is me spending some time with you guys, getting started on building a game engine. If I turn around and said this is going to be the next AAA game engine, I think I would be a bit delusional. So this is, yeah, a game engine. It's in work. Should we see how it goes? If you've got any suggestions, let me know. By the fact that these aren't coming up, or more to the point, this one is not coming up in with a red squiggle, means I'm pretty confident that we're good and that this is working. Do I think that DirectX is better than Vulkan? I'm not really sure 100%, to be honest. I don't have enough experience with Vulkan to really say otherwise. I think I'm definitely the DirectX 12 guy. So 3D. I'm definitely the DirectX 12 guy. And therefore, anything I say about Vulkan is just going to be biased. I have read the documentation, but I've never actually put it into a project. OGL, DirectX 12 is the two I'm comfortable with. And I think one of the reasons I stopped before is because DirectX 12 is a really complicated subject, and you spend a lot of episodes just going over shaders. So yeah, so I definitely think DirectX 12 for me, but that's because I'm biased. And what else could I say? What did we call this random variable? Yeah, definitely. OGL is actually. I mean, there's a couple of. What I found in the past is that there is no perfect language. There's no perfect language. Vulkan is difficult, but it's open source. I mean, like, you can use it on any different platform, Linux, Mac, etc., etc. DirectX 12 is meant to be the more powerful end graphics library, but or API. But again, it's really complicated to learn. And these days, for what me and you are probably going to do, you're probably never going to see a difference between any of these APIs. It's only for the people that are going really over the top on their implementations would you ever see something where you'd really have to push the levels of the actual API itself. So yeah, DirectX 12 is meant to be better. Vulkan has multi-language support, but both of those are really difficult to learn and really difficult to get into it. And OpenGL is really easy to learn. Sorry guys, I will start coding in a moment. OpenGL is really easy to learn, but there's lots of different versions of it. A lot of the tutorials are well out of date. And it really takes someone going in and making a new tutorial series every year on the newest updates to really know what you're doing. So yeah, you can make lots of stuff in OpenGL, but it is quite easy to get stuck on things because things are out of date, things no longer make sense on the tutorials, etc., etc. But all of them suffer from the fact that what we could really do is a completely finished game in OpenGL available to the public that you could read and figure out from, and then the same exact thing for every game. So if any of my viewers want to be really clever and go and make us a complete game, at least it's a tutorial game, in each one of these graphics APIs, and then you'll be king because you'll be giving everyone the key. Anyway, random variable. Did call it random variable. It is picking up random variable. Can I remember how to turn a character into an int readable like this? No, I can't. So I'm going to use my good friend ChatGPT. No, int to string, isn't it? It's ATOI, isn't it? Is it ATOI? ATOI. Yeah, I mean, when you say full, I think you have to be really careful on what you mean by being full, because if you really want to make, say, for example, Call of Duty, then good luck on making that tutorial, because you're going to be here until the end of time, because, I mean, it takes a lot longer to read a tutorial than it does to actually write a script, and it still takes hundreds of players, hundreds of developers, hundreds of years to make these AAA games. So if you wanted to put that in tutorials, yeah, Quake 2, that would be a brilliant one. I mean, the Doom 3 source code is available. I definitely suggest everyone goes and reads it. It's that's how I learn a lot of my coding. It's just by reading old code bases, especially ones that work that you can load up and change things. That's really good. Right, I'm just gonna do this. Right, okay. I want int to character. Static cast. Can you do that? Can you do that? I don't really use static casting that much. I've used them in used it, but I've never really initiated static casting. I mean, you do all of you want to do it at runtime, because you generally do all that after runtime, which means you can shut it all back down and reload up a new one if you need to. Hey, Constantine Stan, how did you go with your DirectX 11 renderer? Right, okay, I'm bored of this. I'm bored of this. Let's try this a different way. Let's go, includes string. Let's change this to a bloody string. And say, hello. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I think I've already proved the point that it works. Hello world. Hello universe. Hello Miss Universe. Right, okay, and let's go put in this and say hello dog. String. Why are you not picking that up? Standard string, hello. Small h. There we go. Right, okay. Now, the main reason I've done all this is just so that I had a program that works, as bad as it is. Just so that I had a program that worked. And then I can look at the file structure, the build structure, make sure everything's fine like that before I start going on to the whole idea of running it out. I mean, this is my first YouTube live stream for coding, Jack. So how often do I stream? I'd like to say every Wednesday, but I really haven't got any organisation ready. I always say you should always plan your videos. You should always be really organisational. You should always make sure you've got the marketing and the thumbnail and everything like that. And then today I decided to scrap all that and come on with no organisation or anything. Hello, universe. Cheer for the hello, universe. Did I don't have pre-compiled headers on. Pre-compiled headers. Did I not change this? I thought I did. Method.h. Okay. That sounds really complicated, open rooms. I mean, sounds fun, but it does sound really complicated. Thanks, Jack. That's great positive feedback. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. That is obviously the point. Note to anyone live streaming. Don't ever use the word obviously. It sounds patronising. Right, okay. Let's see if we can try this one again. What have we got here? Cannot open. That's because I think I'm making silly mistakes. Okay. I'm making silly mistakes here. What's going on here? Ether, build. Build succeeded. Okay, this one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll leave all the streams on YouTube. I think you've got all. I think you've got all of them, good and bad, that I've ever posted. So. No, Zachary, I don't have any plans for continuing the previous DirectX 12 tutorial. Mainly because I released it about 3 to 4 years. I'm a different person these days. My coding style has changed, and I just generally don't like the way I did it then. So I think what I would like to do is create a new DirectX 12 tutorial. And the thing that's always held me back against doing it, because I've been talking about getting back into it for ages, and I've even written some code, is just how to explain it, really. It's just a really complicated subject, and all my videos will get into 2 hours long anyway. And it's a really complicated subject, so it was becoming exponentially hard to add on. And then not only that, I mean, a game engine is not DirectX 12. And DirectX 12 is not a game engine, which means the minute you've got a sphere glowing with lighting and ambient occlusion, you want to be able to drop that sphere onto a box, which means then we need a physics engine, and so it's really it's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's a lot of planning, and it's probably too much planning that I've ever actually managed to do. Which is another reason I thought I'd just come on here and let's just build it. Don't plan it, just build it. And I'm here, and I thought also if there's any thank you. You say the last tutorial was okay from a design point of view. Thank you. I do like to keep my folders in order and everything sticking to as much guidance as possible. Maybe I fail, because obviously everyone's standards are different. But again, there's just lots of different ways I like to do things. Yeah, but well, I'm going to be honest. I've just come off of the back of spending 3 weeks literally coding every day. So I'm not really relaxed. I'm just so in the zone at the moment. Although I've been coding in C#, which is why I'm a little bit quirky on the C++. Right, okay. I think people came here to see me code, not chat. So what do we need next? We need a way to turn this application into an application. First of all, no, not Ether, Stella. Namespace, AOE. Because I want to. Class. Coming from C# so recently I want to write public class, but no, it's fine. Class. Stella Drift. Subclass, iApplication. That's Oh, I kind of like it like that, actually. Reminds me of iPhone. My application. Again, we're playing on the thing. That's got to be public there. I think so. I think so. It's this problem knowing lots of languages. You jump around all of them. I like C#. It means I don't need to think. What do we want? Right, okay, so I'm going to make a folder in here called core. We're going to keep all of our core engine stuff in here. What do we want in here? We want a class called iApplication. Why do we put I in front of it? Interface? I think it stands for application interface. At least that would be what it is in C#. I'm sure Constantine agrees with me. Inheritance? Again, just because I want to. And we're in core. Now, anything in core, I'm not going to give a secondary namespace. So what I would normally do, if I had a folder here called utilities, I would normally put it as AOE utilities and then the class. But anything I put in core, I generally try not to do that. When you say I began to work professionally in C#, does that mean you still do, or you're now working in a different language? iApplication. Okay, which means now I should be able to come into here and say... I'm quite bad at knowing what I know and not learning new stuff. So, I'm not very good at the newer C#. C#, C++. I obviously use it and I upgrade things when I'm suggested to, but I'm kind of one of these old school guys who's just stuck in his roots and likes to do everything the same every time. What are we adding in? We are adding in core iApplication. We're not adding it in here though, are we? Instead of just sort of CPP. Now the reason, and everyone may be screaming at me, you're creating a class in a CPP file. Yeah, and okay, I'm doing that on purpose. The reason I'm doing that on purpose is so that I can keep this one file still as my PCH file. So this one's my PCH file. This one's my program file, and everything else is going to fall under the standard way of doing things. Right, okay, so I've got Stellar Drift. I've got an iApplication. It is an iApplication. We have got a... Come back to here. We've got a main function. That's good. The main function works. Let's move this main function out. And let's put it over here. Let's just go main. I don't need the CPP file for this. So let's just go new item. .h. Yeah, there's something about C++ that we just know it has the power. You have the power. Every other language is nice, but no language is C++. Did I want that in a .h? No, I probably wanted that in a .cpp, didn't I? Damn. Said I didn't want the CPP, but it was meant I didn't want the .h header file. Don't delete that one. Remove, delete, yes. Main. Copy and paste that main function in. It doesn't understand what a main function is because I haven't added Windows.h. There we go. And it doesn't understand what a printout is because I haven't added iOS. I tell you what, this is bad form, isn't it? Let's just go include f***h string Windows IO stream. There we go, and then we go into our main.cpp. That's all working. I hit this again. Why is... okay, I know why. Let's cancel this. Right, okay, it's telling me it can't recognize Ether because Ether is in here and core is in here, and it does. So what I can do is I can go ... forward, and that means go backwards. And I hate doing that, so I'm not going to do that. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to come in here. And go C++, include folders. Now we need to go back one. Let's go back one. Stellar Drift. Go back one. Go to Ether. Go. Here we go. Go back one. Go to Ether. Go there. Put the trading drift after there. Add that in there. And basically what we've just done is we've included itself so that I can get away with including it forward instead of including it backwards. Right, okay. I'm treating this like a little bit of a tutorial because I know that most of you are probably going to know all of this, but some people will completely get lost, and I don't want to alienate anyone just by throwing loads of things onto the screen. So when I can explain it, I'll explain it. Again, hit the play button. Take a long time to build. It doesn't like me. Why doesn't it like me? Why? This doesn't need to exist. I think that's the main point. Is that the main point? That's fine. That's fine. These are the only main ones we've got. That one's there. Let's just put this as hello universe. And in C# you can you can add things in with the. I mean, again, I don't know too much about in C# you can do this and just like it's lovely. Nothing like that in C++, unfortunately. If anyone knows how to do that in C++, please let me know. Right, okay, build again. The reason that wasn't building there was because I had hello string in the ether file, and it was trying to read it from everywhere, and it was trying to teaching it like it was a brand new hello universe. It was teaching like it was a brand new string every time, which means it had about 5, 3, 2 different hello universes. Why was it doing that? Because I'm being really bad and I haven't put a pragma once in here at all. Now, if you were being good, you would probably use the if-def version of this. Because this pragma once only works on, I think it only works on Windows, maybe only works on Visual Studio. It doesn't work on Linux and things like that. So if you wanted to build this on a different platform, it wouldn't work. But I'm not going to, so I'm going to use it. That one goes there, that one goes already there, and that one's already there. Right, okay, cool. I haven't changed that. Let's go and look at this folder structure now. Stellar Drift. Debug. Yeah, it's not going to load now because I clicked it halfway through. But either way, debug. Stellar Drift. Where's my engine code? Did I not do this? Oh, I did it for the first one, didn't do it for the second one. Maybe I did and it just didn't save. Now, I think I'm going to be doing this until for about another hour and a quarter. One thing I've noticed from doing live streams before is you slowly get quieter and quieter as the live stream goes on, as you start losing energy. So if I do it for about more than about 2 hours in a row, you're not going to be able to hear me anymore. Right, let's go back here. Let's get rid of all this stuff that is wastage. Get rid of that. That's absolutely fine. Try this one again. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this main function and see what we're doing here. I am going to do something that my VIPs would absolutely kill me for, and that is use defines. bad am I, though? Yeah, yes, I am. Again, the reason I'm confused is because of the whole C# thing. Very similar language, slightly different syntax. If it's debug, do that, and let's try a different one. Oh, let's just go. Yeah, exactly. But again, then you can't run it with an external main function, which means it's good to have a .lib as well. So you'd have probably an engine file, which is your DLL. Although actually, you can generally run your DLL as well as your .lib, so you can generally create it as both quite easily. Or at least that's what I've done in previous projects. Else, what am I going to say? Int win API. Win main h instance lpc string. I think that's wrong. Int, really annoyingly. Return 0. Let's see if we can get a message box in here as well. Instead, message box 0. Hello, universe. 0. 0. Now you can see all this is all shaded out. This is going to do something fancy here. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to say properties. I'm going to come down to linker. I'm going to say system. I'm going to say if we're in debug mode, we want it on console. So we've got a constant logger. If we are on release mode, however, we want it on Windows. Because there's nothing actually stopping you from, on a console application, still opening a window. The only difference is that on a Windows, it doesn't have the console. So if I now just swap this, boom. If I stop this, I realise that I did not add the same include files on both releases. This is going to be a theme, isn't it? But we did though. Let's try this one. General, so additional libraries, input. Is that one? No, that can't be right. It's got to be this one here. Debug. Okay, sod the debug. Oh no, we need to test release. Why is that not working? See, it's one of the benefits of having you guys along with me. I figured if there was something that I didn't get, maybe you guys could help me. It's not because I've got all this in here, is it? It's Ether. It's not including itself. I'm being an idiot. That's why. It's okay to be an idiot as long as you fix it quickly. Ether, perfect. Take rid of the random M that has come as part of collateral damage. Play again. Did I actually get the win main correct first time? No, I didn't. PC string. No. I could just look this up. I'm kind of just doing it out of obstropolousness now. There we go, see? Right, okay. Message box, hello universe. Change it to debug. And we've got our console box. Okay, perfect. So now we created an application called iApplication, and when we run our main, now I'm going to cheat with this. I don't actually want this like this. I actually want to get rid of this, all of this bit here, and then put the end if. Yeah. Put the end if there. Put that there. And There we go. So if it's in debug mode, we go for the console version. If we're in Windows mode, then we'll go for this one. One moment while I quieten my cat. And if anyone's wondering why have I not written any variable names in here, it's if you have watched my series, you'll know that that is because we don't actually need any of these variables at a later date. We can pull them all back programmatically. I think I've tried this before and it doesn't work. But it just irks me that that one's small. Oh, it does work. Look at that. Bonus. There we go. It just irks me that that one's small and the other ones. I think it's this one. You can't change this one. Wow. There we go. That really benefits my OCD, that does. Right. Okay. So we need... What do we need? We need to include iApplication. In iApplication, we need to write, we need to create ourselves a extern static iApplication G_application. Okay. Extern IA application, let's put that in here. Extern means I can register it in the .h, but it doesn't do the whole double thing that we saw earlier. And then I just put this in here saying that it is here, honestly. I do have it. I don't think we need to put static in there, but never mind. It will work. And then what do we want? We want another folder function that is going to be fine. SR application X. And then, tell you what, this might be the, I have about 5 different ways to load up an engine. And I think for this way, I'm actually going to go back to the original tutorial series and grab that because I think it was quite a good way to do it for this benefit here. One moment, please, ladies and gentlemen. Huh. How far did I get through this series? Lots of studies. Lots and lots and lots and lots of studies. I mean, it depends on what type of study you mean. Do you mean like education levels? Should you have a master's degree in computer sciences? It would be helpful for all of us, but you don't need that. You can learn. There's lots of ways you can study otherwise. But if you think you are going to spend a month, 2 months learning, and then have Call of Duty because that's tonight's theme, then that's not going to happen. Even the simplest shader maths requires you to know quite deep algebra, vector maths and things like that, which is manageable. I am no mathematician and I can do it. As long as you give it to me in code and not not in maths. As long as you give it to me in code, I can do it. But it is challenging. So yeah, I think it's definitely possible, but you have to be completely humble and realise that beginning to end, you might be putting a couple of years in. Does that answer your question, Ranjdeep? I apologise if I massacred your name. Just put that over there so that we don't get confused. And as I say, I actually want to just pretty much steal this from here. Again, there's about 3 different ways you can do it, and what I'd like to do is I'll probably include all of them in this one application. For example, there is a way that you can see I've already externalized the main function, but I want to change that with the define as well, so that we can have it so you can either make your own main function or you can use the other one. AOE, application, entry application. How about create application? Now this is our application. No, let's just call it entry application. This is a public function, and I'm just going to have to go over to here. Again, I'm just going to say this is not normally how I've been doing it these days, so as much as this looks good. It's completely illegal if you're stealing your own code. Not quite as legal if you're not very good at your own code. And then in here we just go. Is this right, Mr.? I wrote this 3 years ago. So this is kind of the unfun part of coding, trying to make sure you've got everything correct. Well, I mean, it says it's correct in front of me on the screen, so I don't know why I'm not trusting myself. Okay, so if we were to come into iApplication and we were just to say that we want every time we created an iApplication, we needed to give it a name, and we do that by saying standard string name. You're suing me on behalf of me. Well, I hope I make a lot of money. Yeah, either way, however that outcome comes, I hope I make a lot of money. So this is the constructor. We put the constructor in here just to say that we're creating something. This is horrible. Let's get a namespace in here. I may change this namespace at some point. It's already annoying me. There we go, which means we can take that one out of here. Well, I was hoping we, as we were talking nonsense in the first place, we could find a nonsense way of getting me extra money out of the legal lawsuit. For anyone who is slightly out of touch of what I'm talking about here, one of our viewers is saying that he's going to sue me on behalf of me for stealing my own code. And then we need a string in here, which is we're going to call I'll tell you what, look, come here, let's go here. I'm going to say type. No, we're not. We're going to go type def string, standard string. And that's going to give me errors. Nice. How about we type def standard string string? There we go, much better. And let's type def standard w string string w string. And if we do that, it means I don't need to type standard every time, which is type def I application. Now I can just go string m underscore app name. And then when we're making our application, m underscore app name equals name. Ta-da. Which means if our Stellar Drift program is inheriting off of that, we're going to have to go public again, and then we're going to have to go Stellar Drift like this. Now, normally I would put the string in here as well. But I can actually get away with just putting it here instead. So no need to put it there, basically. And we're going to, what's it called? Stellar. The brilliant idea was to start this application with a small s. There we go, Stellar Drift. And then if we come back to our main, and this is like this, we should then be able to say printf. Our application is called star s. Fancy one of these. Stop by app dot. We actually need to give that something better than that, don't we? I application. And it's not an I application because what it actually is an AOE I application. Start with OpenGL, round deep. It makes it really easy to learn. You can get through the basic tutorials in about a couple of days, and you can get yourself a really bad game. And that's what I would suggest to everyone playing this. Right? Do not go in there and try and make yourself a good game, because you're never going to do it. I mean, you might do, but not in the first moment. So just go in and try and make yourself something really bad. Something like Project Mario was one of mine. I just wanted to make an old sort of NES Mario clone. Because if you try and make something really good straight off, you're going to get stuck on, especially when you're trying to learn a graphics API, you're going to get stuck on how do I make this better? How do I make this better? How much do I make this better? Until you've got the most beautiful thing in the world, but you've got nowhere near a game. App name, that is private, so we need a getter. I know that says public. I just like to separate the getters and setters with these things. String app name return m underscore app name. And that means, for anyone who doesn't know why we use a getter and setter, it means now that only the application can set the name, but this one can now get the name. which means I should now be able to come into here and go app data. What did we just call that? App name. This is a string, and printf won't allow us to refer a string, so let's turn that into a character array. Run this again, and in release we won't see anything. Ick. Teller is not a word. Thanks, guys. Standard string name. Oh, no, we put this one in. What is it doing? What's it doing? Link out general. Not output. Input. ether.lib. Release. Again, I should be changing this and putting it on both of them. ether.lib. Okay. Play again. YouTube just stopped my music. That is not allowed. Yes, of course I'm still watching. Still no build errors. Why is that happening? No, don't want to add a module. I'm getting really stupid. Error here, and I don't know why. Why is there no appropriate constructor available? Not succeeded. Oh, the world. Sorry, guys. I've gone quiet for a little bit because I'm just trying to figure out what I used to do. Yeah, I mean, anything. DirectX 11 is quite nice, actually. I would definitely suggest if you really want to go DirectX, just to start with DirectX 11 and build your way up. But honestly, OpenGL, you can do it in a couple of days. And if you want to do 2D, I had some great success with SFML in the past. You can make some really good apps that just link you straight into OpenGL as well. So if you start learning SFML first, then you can link it into OpenGL and put shaders on your SFML project that's nice and simple, and then you can work your way up. It's just stepping stones. Right, okay, so I think I figured it out and it was really stupid. It was because I didn't actually add the... I'd say that I think I figured it out. I'm assuming this is the reason why. Try that one again. No, I'm still having this great. Why? Okay. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this. Let us grab. Now, I'm putting this predefined header in there, the predefinitions. Because if I was using a DLL, I would need this, but I didn't think I'd need it with... Not that one. Didn't think I'd need it with a .lib. But maybe I'm wrong, so I'm just trying everything at the moment. Pre-post of definitions. DLL form. Oh, actually need to use it as well, don't we? I think anything is always the practice makes you perfect. I am having a really stupid error that I am sure that I should know the answer for. But because I've been sitting here for an hour and a half, my brain is not working, and I cannot figure out how to fix this. So I think maybe it would be a good time. But the function definition is there. So it would be as stupid as that. Can I even do that? Yeah, that's what I thought. But by declaring it here, that should make it okay. Yeah, I think it might be a good idea to call it for the evening. I'm only half an hour away from when I said I was going to call it anyway. I'm having this stupid area, which I'm probably going to go away, spend 10 minutes to myself, and then fix because my brain is working again. So this has been great. If you want to see more of this series, then jump on the Discord. Please let me know. Drop a message, comment down below so it gets people all the good things. Like and subscribe. And I will see you all soon. If anyone has the fix for this and wants to just drop me a message after the stream, please tell me why I'm being stupid, because I know I'm being stupid. And for that reason, have a wonderful evening.